Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Online Store Success. I have a very special guest with us today called Rosie. Now, Rosie owns an incredible brand called The Happy Folk, and I'm going to let Rosie tell you a little bit more about what The Happy Folk does. But Rosie's business is really unique in that she's found huge success on Etsy. Now, Etsy is a marketplace, it's a very competitive space. So finding success there is certainly not easy, and she has done over 7,000 sales from her Etsy store. So I'm super excited to be chatting with Rosie today and hearing more about her story. So welcome, Rosie. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jodie.
Thank you. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the Happy Folk is?
Right, well, the Happy Folk is a gift store. Mainly, I do gift boxes. That's like my biggest selling point, but candles and so how I got started into that, I've fell in love with natural products like I was making my own body butters and scrubs and love essential oils and all of those things, and I was always making them for myself and friends and family, and everyone was saying you should sell them. And my daughter-in-law actually set me up a little Etsy store and listed things. I didn't even know what Etsy was or how it worked, and I sold one. I sold a body scrub or something, and I'm like, what? Really?
Wow.
So I don't think I did much for a long time, and then I did list those things. They didn't sell very well, and then I sort of at work as a nurse, when you come to Secret Santa presents, everyone wanted candles, and I thought I might need to make candles. That seems to be what everybody wants. So I taught myself how to make candles, and then I sort of thought, well, why don't I put them in gift boxes? Because what I love doing is the creating. I love just pretty. I love everything pretty. So,
Oh,
and I made unique candles that had decorations on flower petals and glitter and things like that. So I
beautiful.
started selling them, and I don't think I've ever actually bought off Etsy. It's not very big in Australia. It's big in America, but I didn't think it was huge in Australia. But people just seem to find me and keep finding me. And so I plodded along for a long
Amazing.
time, juggling nursing and not putting much effort into that, just sort of letting people find me. And if they liked, probably COVID helped because that was
Mm.
when people were online. So I did do sales, and I think how crap my products were back then. Like compared to what I do now, I don't think they were very good quality at all. But people liked them, so they
Amazing.
sold.
So with your Etsy store, do you predominantly sell to Australia or do you sell to other countries as well?
Yeah, I only do Australia because I think that was in COVID as well. Postage got ridiculous for
Mm,
overseas, and I did get caught out. Candles, the weight is quite significant.
true.
So it's just too hard. Different countries are different prices. So I thought, no, I'll just stick to Australia, and that works well. So it'd be easier for clothing and things selling overseas, but gift
Yes.
boxes is different.
Yeah. Because they're heavy and they're bulky, the
Yes.
shipping, yeah, would be expensive. So how did Happy Folk even come about? What were you doing before Happy Folk?
Nursing.
Right.
And I'll just say, I did change my name. I started as Rosie's Potions
All
because I
right.
was like making all these lovely things. But then I kind of wanted I didn't want it to sound like it was just me. I wanted it to sound like it was my whole family, and we are the Happy Folk. I do have a beautiful family of 4 adult boys and their girls, and so I thought, yeah, that's a nice name. But I've been a nurse for, I don't even want to calculate it, but I'd probably be 35 years. And I loved it. Pediatric nursing, did love it until I didn't. Everything's changed in nursing, and it just is so institutionalized. And as I explored myself further and really delved into my creative side, there's zero expression in the health industry for any creative side, and it's getting more and more regimented. You used to
Mhm.
have more room for movement, and now there's a policy for everything why you can't do this and that. And I was suffocating, absolutely suffocating. I
Mm,
had to go.
I can appreciate that. My mum's actually a nurse and finds the same thing. She's in her 60s and
Mm.
it's all just so much paperwork and admin
Yes.
and compliance and policies and things like that. So,
Yes.
oh goodness me. So tell me a little bit about Etsy. How I know you mentioned that your daughter-in-law set you up on Etsy, but do you spend a lot of time working on getting found on Etsy, whether that's through search terms, or do you sponsor or boost any of your listings on Etsy?
Well, that's where you've come into it. So I just kind of let Etsy do its thing. Like
Mhm.
it's like going on eBay when you're searching for a torch or something. So Etsy, I guess, was working for me in that way. People, and I was just kind of hoping that they'd find me without putting in any effort because, working full time nursing and juggling family and everything, I didn't have time and I didn't know how to. My expertise is in the creating, definitely not in the business side of things. Um, but when I sort of came to the point where I have got to get out of nursing, I need help here, and I was just, I had some health issues, so I had to actually take some time off nursing, and that was when I thought there is no way I'm going back. So I was just searching and searching,
Mm.
Google searching, listening to every podcast available on online businesses and everything, and I stumbled across you. Um, because I was getting more confused than ever because everyone says different things and everyone says to focus
Mm.
on a different thing, and I was just going crazy. And so when I found you, it was a roadmap, just like, right now I know exactly what I need to do. So that's where I started, delving into the Facebook ads and email marketing, and social media. That's my big dragon that I hate.
Mm.
But I realized the importance of it. And so your course really has helped me um, go there
Oh,
without,
amazing.
yeah, just go in there. And because I'm extremely introverted, so that is the last thing I wanted to do. I just wanted people to find me on Etsy without me having to be a face on social media. But I'm on social media. I buy things because I see their ads on social media. So it's very important.
Yeah,
So
amazing. And you've got a great following on Instagram as well. I had a look. You've got 11,000 over 11,000 followers with great engagement. And I saw some photos and images of your beautiful family as well. So well done on growing that audience there. It's not easy to do that
yes,
on social media and,
I
even
hate
have
it.
people see your posts even like, so well done.
But can I just say, I don't hate it anymore. I found sort of a way to do it in that I like it. Like I've discovered Canva. That's another thing I
Mm.
discovered through your course, and I love it. That's where I can be creative. So I get up at 4 o'clock every morning, and that's when I'll do my emails and everything. But I just create posts on Canva, so that's how I enjoy it. I've
All
found a way
right.
to enjoy doing social media, and
Oh,
then I
good.
put the posts on. They're done for the day, and I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it. Mm.
Amazing. So tell me, are you with Facebook ads? I know we sort of talk about that in the course a little bit. So, have you been running ads direct to your Etsy store from your Facebook ads?
Sorry, that cut out again. What did you say?
Ah, no, that's all right. So, tell me a little bit about running ads. Do you
Mm.
run ads direct to your Etsy store or to your Shopify store when you run Facebook ads?
To Etsy, because that's what I still have got to get around to setting up my Shopify store properly. So they do go to Etsy, but I do have the Shopify store links on like the LinkedIn, all of that. I got help through your course.
Awesome.
Never really
Okay,
heard
so
of
you can run
LinkedIn
your ads
before. So
direct to your
just
Etsy store.
have,
That's great.
yeah. Yeah, so I learned so much from doing your course of all the things that I wasn't doing that just helps you get it all sort of together.
Oh, I'm so glad. With your
Yeah.
email marketing, do you do that via the Etsy platform, or do you collect emails separately outside of Etsy?
Etsy, that's why I like Etsy because it does so much of the work for you. So they do send, um, oh, well, I'm kind of wrong when I'm saying that. They send emails out. They do a lot of those things, but I have got onto one of the apps that connects to Etsy, and then they, set up your email marketing list
Right.
and all of that. Yeah.
Got it,
So,
got it.
yeah.
Okay.
But Etsy does do a lot of those sort of work things for you, and you can do paid ads through Etsy as well. So that helps. I don't know how effective they are, but every little bit helps. Is what I think. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I didn't realize you could do email marketing via Etsy. So that's, I mean, the
yeah, you
platform.
can link all those things up to your Etsy store. So
Okay.
yeah, even all those apps that do your social media management, like you can link it all to your Etsy store. So it's very
Amazing.
easy to work with. It's an
There you
easy
go.
platform to use.
It's
Mm,
changed a lot since I've used it. That's great.
mm.
Um, Tell me a little bit about the day-to-day business life
Frozen again.
running the Happy Folk. Like, what does your day look like, and what is your favorite day-to-day tasks that you do inside of the business?
Well, I absolutely love what I do. So I'm up at least four, if not earlier, every single
Wow.
day of the week. Only because I wake up. I don't set an alarm. I'm an early bird. Like I get to afternoon and I'm crashing.
Yeah,
But that's
again, I'd
where,
be asleep at 6 o'clock.
yeah. Well, my energy is in the morning, so that's when I get up, and I just love. The first thing I do is look at my Etsy store to see, because orders come in overnight. I think probably most online stores would find that,
Mm,
so not a lot of activity during the day. People seem to purchase at night time. So I always get up, check the orders, turn the wax pot on and make candles, because I do mostly make to order. So everything is, I don't sort of have a whole stock of candles that I made ages ago. I pretty much make them, a day or two ahead. And then I get in and put all my beautiful gift boxes together. I've got my music playing. It couldn't not be more opposite to a hospital.
I bet.
Outside, the birds chirping, the pets are around. So I
Oh,
could not be happier.
amazing. So, of your products that you include in your gift boxes, you make your candles. Do you make any of the other products as well?
I do, and that's another thing I gained from your course. I have been working for months trying to outsource products, so I've been looking a lot where and what to get that I can add to my gift boxes to make it easier. Because at the moment, I still am, but I have added a lot more things. But all the body scrubs and body butters and everything is all made by me, so it is a lot of time, because that's all the labeling and everything.
Mm,
So I am getting, like, I'm really just launched a men's gift box range, because they're a bit hard to find. So I wanted to get some good Australian brands of good products that I can put in there. So I've got that going. I'm about to do a whole baby gift box range. And I've got a few, takes a lot of time, obviously, sourcing all of these things, but I've got a few really good companies, that Australian ones, that I wanted to avoid overseas, because then you get delays in shipping. I just, Australia, do an order and they're here in a couple of days, and so,
yeah.
but they have to be good
Oh, that's
quality and
great.
all of those things. So yeah, all of that takes time, but it's nice. It's None of it feels like work. After years of nursing, none of it feels like work.
So, is there like a least favorite part of the job of working for yourself, do you think?
Sitting down on my computer doing the emailing stuff, and and that's another thing. I love online selling, because there's not a lot of customer communication. Pretty much people just put in an order, and there's a few that will message and ask a few questions, but so there's not a lot of that to do. But my least favorite time of the day is if I haven't done social media and I've got to sit down and do that sort of thing, and do put together an email, and that's what I don't like. But it's important, so you just have to do it. And the key is finding the simplest and most enjoyable way to do those things. Mm.
Yeah, that's so true. It's about making those not so fun tasks
Yes,
bearable and
bearable.
enjoyable if you can. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So tell me, I mean, has there been any huge kind of moments in your business that change the game, where you might have gone from, say, one sale a day to, I know you mentioned you're doing about 10 sales a day by Etsy. Like, was there one sort of thing? Was it like a product pivot, introduction of a new box, or something else that you think that you could attribute to where you are now?
Well, that would definitely be doing your course,
Oh,
because
thank you.
Well,
The
I've
check's in
only
the mail, by the way.
I
Thank
know,
you.
but honestly, because I was clueless, and I've never, I mean, a nurse is nothing, is so far removed from a business world. So I had no knowledge whatsoever, but I've always been a creative person. So to put a business together, I was clueless. And it was pretty much I'd whack things on Etsy and hope that they sold, which they did. But I knew I needed, if I really wanted to make it work full time, I needed to do it like a business person. So without your help, and I had looked at so many different, probably similar, businesses like yourself offering help, but a lot of them are American, and I find
Mhm.
things are different over there. Like I had looked into the print on demand products because I thought that would be quick and easy. You don't actually have to make any products or have any products. And they're just all over America, and there's so many people saying you can make all these sales and all this money through that. So I did do that. I spent a lot of time listing things. It doesn't work in Australia. It trickled,
Yeah.
but it's just not a big thing in Australia. And there's not a lot of money in that either. You don't get much profit from them, and there's certainly no creative side to it. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I really needed someone in Australia who was Australian and understood how it works in Australia to help guide me. So thank
Oh,
you.
that's amazing. Actually, I do remember now looking at your store when we worked together last year that you had so many products and a lot of those print on demand, like
They're
t-shirts
all gone.
with
All
print.
gone.
And I remember saying to you, like, do these actually sell well? What are your best sellers? Like, let's just do more of that. Of what is actually
Yeah,
selling,
no,
where
that
you
was
have the
just going
bigger
because, as I was
profit
saying, I was listening to
margins,
all the podcasts I
and
could
what you can
find and going,
become
taking
known for
all
with
the
your customers.
advice. But yeah, a lot of that advice just doesn't apply in our country. So it's pretty much that's why I needed you.
Oh, thank you. Tell me, what are your big plans for the future for the Happy Folk?
Just keep plodding along. My main goal in my life is to be at home. I've been spending so many years because I was working in the city, racing the clock, rushing to work, all the traffic and driving, talking to people all day long. I just want to be at home. I just had my first grandbaby, a little
Oh,
baby boy.
congratulations!
And my kids actually keep me busier than ever, which sounds ridiculous because they're all in their 20s now,
Oh,
but
don't tell me that.
doesn't slow down.
I'm hoping things
It
are going to
just
get quieter. Mine are
changes.
teenagers,
So
and
I
my
just
son's
want to
just
be
got
at
his driver's
home.
license, so that's taken a little bit of the heat off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. So
I
that
love
is
that. I
good.
love that.
But they still always need something. So yeah, you've always got to
Yeah.
be sort of around, and that's all I want. Doing yoga is something I love to do. I haven't been doing it because I'm spending all my time with the business, but that was always like my initial intention. I just want to be at home and do yoga. So I have a
Oh,
beautiful garden and a space. So even if I'm looking at that while I'm making my gift boxes, that's fine. I could not be happier. Just being at home. I would love to see my kids,
I love that so much.
be
That's
able
so
to do
good.
their own online business thing. So they're all my intentions. Mm.
I love that. Tell me, what would be some advice you would give to your former self before starting out in your own online business?
That's a good one. Um, don't know. Just keep going. I don't think I mean, you've made mistakes. Obviously, there's a heap that you do wrong, but I just think you just got to try. You just got to, and that's why, like, I know I would be quite, like, just thinking of friends from work at nursing, um, you know, everyone was quite envious of me, being able to make this happen, but nobody else tries. Just try and keep going. Just
No, that's
keep
so true.
going. Yeah, so that's the best advice I could tell anybody. Just if, and because people at work would say to me, "Oh, I wish I could do that, but I can't make anything, and there's nothing I can do." Look for something. I honestly think there's always something someone can do. Just start looking. Just start looking. Put it out there, and nothing happens quickly. Some people it might do, but for me, it certainly hasn't. Yeah, it doesn't happen quickly. You've just got to be patient and plod along day in, day out.
That's so true. It
Mm,
takes It's a game of I think persistence, isn't it? Starting your
yes.
own business, it takes longer than what you probably think it will,
Mm,
but the rewards are so worth it once you get to a place where you can give up that day job and work from home and all of
mm,
those things, all of those benefits. Definitely are a great reward. Uh,
yeah.
Once you sort of get there, but it's all about just keep on going. It's not a sprint, it's more of a
Mm,
marathon,
yeah.
or a fun run if you like. But yeah, just keep going and
And
keep showing.
I just remembered I was like you. I tried the markets. I did everything, all those other things in the very beginning. Very quickly realized I hate markets and didn't want to do any of that. So you just try something, it doesn't work, you
Me too.
pivot. All about pivoting. Oh, I hated it. So yeah, you just keep
Yeah,
pivoting all the time. Just eventually find something that does work, and then you
yeah.
just keep going.
I love that. We launch our business or we launch a new product or a new collection and then we learn. It's all about launching and learning, right? And once we,
Mm,
figure out that what works, we just, can start doing more of that.
definitely.
Thank you so much for joining me today. We've had a few little blips. I've had sirens going in the background and my dog howling, and I've got another one snoring under the desk, and then my phone rang, and then we keep freezing on each other. So thank you. We've had a few sort of challenges today recording, but I hope I hope for our listeners here that Rosie's story resonates with you. That it is absolutely possible. It doesn't always look the way you think it might. In Rosie's case, she's had such great success with Etsy on another platform, and it's just about figuring out the different types of products that work for your audience and your customers, and just being consistent and just keep swimming.
Keep
Right?
swimming,
Keep
absolutely.
swimming.
Just keep swimming.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Rosie. I am going to share all of your business links in the show notes for people to go and give you a follow on Instagram and to come over and have a look and follow and shop on your Etsy shop as well as your Shopify store. And it's been so lovely catching up with you again. It's been around, I think, 6 months. So it's so great to sort of see you and hear that things are going really well.
I'll just say I haven't actually finished your course because when I did it, I started implementing things I was learning, and then I just was getting so many orders. So I still actually need to finish the last little bit of it. So
Oh, that's
that's your
fine.
fault.
It's quite funny. I've got friends who also have courses, and as a course creator, we want to add in absolutely everything, but most people don't make it to the end.
Yeah.
And a friend recently said she's got a module 8 in her course, and she's never actually even finished it, and no one's ever even asked because I think that
Okay,
happens.
that's good
Yeah,
to
yeah.
know.
You're not alone. You're not alone. But that's a great outcome. If you're busy, business has increased and sales have increased.
Mm.
That's fantastic. So thank you. And thank you. I didn't, for those listening, it's not sponsored by myself.
No.
Rosie's, thank you so much for sharing your experience in the online store success course. It means so much to me. And thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Jody,
Thank you,
for your
Rosie.
help.
Thank you.